Hi guys, welcome back to Stroup Mansion. It has been a pretty busy week, I guess. I did not complete one full project, didn't really know what to make a video about, which in the past has really stressed me out. Then I remembered that I told you guys I was gonna make a video series where I just kind of went over the fun stuff that happened at the mansion during the week. So that is what we are doing today. So it was a beautiful week. We had a lot of really nice days, so I spent a bunch of time outside. I'm gonna divide my snowdrops. I showed you those in my last video, and they're so beautiful, and I want more of them so they can be divided. They are done blooming for the year, so let's dig those up. Okay, that was a little bit more satisfying than I thought it would be. I'm always a little bit afraid of transplanting things and just like ripping them apart, but honestly, flowers are super resilient. I took basically every patch of snowdrops here and ripped it in at least two, so next year should be poppin'. I have some crocus that are growing underneath-ish a tree that was cut down. I didn't plant these ones, but they are so much bigger than the ones that I did plant. So because they're in an area that's not really appreciated, I'm just gonna dig them up now. It's not the best time, especially because they are like 100% in bloom, but I think honestly, the best time that you can transplant things or, you know, do the garden work that you need to do is when you are thinking about it and when you're available, or else it's just not gonna get done. So I'm just gonna dig these up and kind of sprinkle them in with the crocus that I did plant in front of the house, which are blooming right now. Hopefully in time, years, those will naturalize and I will have a better mix of tall and short flowers. This year when I do my bulb buying, I want to try to see if I can find some that say that they are larger, because I feel like I was looking the other day and they were all kind of the same size, but I would love to get some more giant ones in the mix because those I think are gonna give me the look that I'm trying to achieve. But honestly, you can't be mad at a tiny flower because tiny flowers are precious too. Also, a little update here on the giant crocus. I managed to find some that specified that they were the giant ones, and like comparing photos from other listings, I realized they were definitely big ones. I bought a couple, 1,000 of them to be exact, so this year I'm gonna have my hands full in the fall planting those. I'm not disappointed with my crocus from last fall that I planted. I think that they look good for a first year, but I am a little bit disappointed in how small they are. I guess I didn't realize that crocus could come in like mini size. They still look really pretty, they still are gorgeous. Because they are so small, I wasn't able to get the picture that I was imagining of the house with the flowers in the foreground that I was like really counting on when I planted them there. But let me show you a couple pictures that I did take that I'm really excited about of the crocus. They're so pretty, and I can't wait to take this picture year after year and just see it look more and more full. Also exciting outdoor news. I made my first bouquet of daffodils. Just a little, guys. Because I showed you this in my spring vlog and I said, oh, this view is not exciting yet, but you just wait. Let me show you an update of what it looks like right now. This I would still not consider to be like full bloom, but it's still so pretty. Once again, another area that I just want to keep adding to. I want my yard to just explode with flowers every spring. I'm basically one of those kids that never grew out of the, hey, look at this phase. So just be lucky that you don't know me in person and you aren't coming to my house, because I would make you look at these flowers every time you came over. Just ask my dad. Which leads me to me wanting to show you one more thing while we're out here, which is the cold frames, the marigolds that I planted in there, the seeds that I started. Wasn't too long ago, but we've got sprouts. I'm so excited. No true leaves yet, but it's just so exciting to see that, like, oh my gosh, summer's finally coming back around. In house news this week, my dad and I made a bunch of trim for the closet. I will tell you more about the closet in a specific closet video, but I think the short version is that I've been very nervous about it and that I was having trouble envisioning how it would come to fruition. And earlier this week, we did some work that I was like, okay, ding, 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 I get it now. Wallpaper came in, so that got my butt in gear trying to pick the colors. I never pick a color for a room before I get the wallpaper because I want to be able to compare them in person. So that came in and I immediately spent way too much time like stressing over the paint color. I think I've got it now. I mean, definitely by the time that you see this video, I will have picked the paint color because I'm planning on making the decision tonight. So like I said, my dad and I made that trim. So I spent a good day in the basement priming it, putting like wood filler in like any little like divots or, you know, imperfections in the wood while I waited on that to dry. I ended up cleaning the basement, or at least a portion of it. I feel so lucky to have the space in my home to have a workshop. I can't imagine what it would be like if I had to do like all of this renovation work in the garage, in the cold garage that does not have electric. But I will say it does lack some things, including working windows and some sort of like dust system. So when we work on trim work, the router just makes such a mess. At like the end of a work day, after I've like worked on the house all day, I don't normally put all my tools away right away. It's kind of just a mess. So that felt really good to get that cleaned up. It always makes the whole house feel so much cleaner when I know that the basement is at least like semi in order. Let's see what else. I scraped paint off the kitchen floor, which is such an exciting task. I painted the trim, the stairs, a bunch of stuff, the island, and it got paint speckles on the floor. I'm an excellent painter. Just kidding, I'm not excellent. I'm decent, okay? I don't feel the need to tape, I'm quite careful, but that did not save me from splatters. So the floor does have some splatters on it, and because it's a black floor, those splatters just look like dirt. And I think of it every time I mop the floor. I think, oh, I gotta take care of that, and then I just never do. So let's do that. Because they are so small, I already tried scraping them and it wasn't like entirely helpful. So I am going to try mineral spirits. I'm over here in this corner here by the bathroom. There's like usually a plant that sits right here. So I'm doing it in an area that is inconspicuous because I am so skeptical and so afraid of putting anything on my tiles. I just don't want to stain them. So if we get a stain, it's over here in the corner. It's not a big deal. Let's try this out. Show you the little specks I'm talking about. They look like dirt, but they're paint. There probably is some dirt there too, but when the house is like, when I'm working on a big project, like right now with the closet, I don't make it like a super priority to keep the house incredibly neat because I'm just gonna be tracking sawdust and this and that up and down the stairs. So anyway, forgive my messiness. I think we're gonna have to use like a combination of things here. This is an absolutely bonkers task. My goal, I think, is not to get every single paint speckle, but to at least make it look less like dirt. The mineral spirits definitely help, but they're not wiping the paint straight off. It does help to actually hit it with something, but this is, whew. In other small projects that make a big impact news, I painted the inside of my pocket doors black. So this is the before, and it was something that had been driving me crazy for a really long time. You don't necessarily think like, oh, I need to paint in this crack, but whenever I would take pictures of that view looking out into the living room or the view looking into my office, you could see this area where there was beautiful white doors, beautiful white trim, and then just like dingy, ugh. I saw a reel on Instagram where this gal was like, oh, here's a good idea, paint this black. And the comments were all like, yes, it looks like void, this is so good. And I was like, I need void. I need it to look like void. So I did that. It took no time at all, and it looks so good. I don't know that anybody who does not obsess over the details in my house, just me, will ever notice, but it tickles my brain in a good way. So that is very satisfying. Other cool news, we had a bird in the house, which was, I don't know, that doesn't feel good, right? Just like a starling or something. I think it's because they live in the attic, and I think he got in through the laundry room because there are some holes in the laundry room where like electric was ran. So I think he came down from the attic into the laundry room, but he got stuck in the house, and it was So very much looking forward to hopefully doing my laundry room this year and getting those holes sealed up. But more than that, getting a new roof so that starlings can't get in my house and poop all over. So yeah, I think that's about it. Stay tuned for a closet update coming soon, but if you cannot wait, I have been sharing photos of what it looks like right now over on my Instagram subscribers only feed. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will see you next time. Is my butt painty? Yup. Sat in it. Oh man. I guess work pants need broken in at some point.